us from Studio J, it is time for the T-Mobile Halftime Report. And we welcome you to the TNT Arena. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, and our guest for the evening, the Lakers, Kobe Bryant. Hey, thanks for being here. It is really good to see you.
My pleasure.
And I think this is going to be good for fans out there, too, because, you know, we see you on the floor, see you maybe in some one-on-one interviews. I think this is going to be some fun for you tonight.
It's exciting. I'm excited to be here.
And
4 hours? You know how long we're here? I've heard.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, we don't work that
bailing out, though.
We're here from like 8 o'clock to 2 in the morning. We only work about 35, 40 minutes.
That's a good. It actually flies by. It really does.
No, it doesn't.
When you're hard at work, it does. Meantime, let's talk about your relationship with Charles Barkley, shall we? And maybe we can do this now, and then we can be done with it, and we can just have a jolly old time the rest of the night. You said something about Kobe's performance
in Game 7.
In Game 7, and I think the term that came up was selfish. And then came a bunch of text messages, apparently, Kobe, from you to Charles and back and forth.
Right.
So now you're meeting face to face for the first time.
Well, you know what? I criticized Kobe in Game 7. He didn't like it. He let me know it. I think I probably made one mistake taking it public, but I wanted to get his side, his point of view. I have no problem with him disagreeing with me. I think I did make a mistake making that public because he didn't take it public. I did, but I thought I didn't like the way he played in Game 7 because I didn't think he was aggressive. I understand why he didn't like it. Me calling him out on national television. He let me know it. And to me, that should have been in there, but it's kind of taken on.
I think that's the critical, the important part is that we go out there and we play the game. We play the game to win, and obviously we had a strategy that worked very well for us in 3 games. We tried to keep the strategy going in Game 7 and the other games as well. It didn't work out for us, but we're out there to try to win. So to label me as being selfish was something that I took up with Charles.
Right.
Over the text messages thing. It's one thing to criticize an individual's game, but it's another thing to.
Did you see where taking 3 shots in that game was going to raise some eyebrows?
No, not really. I mean, if you look at the way that we played throughout the series, Game 4 in particular, I mean, we had a deficit in Game 4 in the fourth quarter. It was a double-digit deficit, 12, 13, 14-point game. And, we stuck to the script because we knew in order to beat the Phoenix Suns, we have to stop them. And in order for us to stop them, everybody has to feel more involved. And when you play better offensively, when you hit down 1, 2 jumpers, all of a sudden your energy picks up, your intensity picks up, your defensive level picks up. And that's the only way that we're going to beat the Phoenix Suns. If I go out there and score 20 points in a quarter, 25 points in a quarter, they can care less because they want to score anyway.
Right.
Let me answer this one question. And I understand what you were trying to do, but at some point you got to say, I got to take this game over, and I got to be aggressive, at least got to go down firing. That was really my only point, directing that at you. Because we've all been in that situation where the coach says, hey, coach, what you drew up ain't working. Because you guys were only down 15 at half.
You know what? It worked for us in Game 4. I mean, we had a deficit in Game 4 that was tough to overcome, and that was one of those situations where I said, I'm going to take over the game offensively and dominate this game. But I didn't do that because we knew that the strategy was to get everybody involved because that affects the defensive end of the floor. And we did that very well in Game 4. In fact, the shot that, Devin George gave me a great pass on, the shot that I hit to send the game in overtime was my first basket of the whole fourth quarter. And we're a double-digit deficit the entire game, so.
When do, Charles says, sometimes I look at it and I would say, it's not working. And sometimes you say, I heard even Phil Jackson said, I give Kobe the liberty to say, to get everyone involved and then let him be offensively aggressive if he wants. When do you look at the score and say, all right, this is time for me to be offensively aggressive?
It depends who we're playing. And what I mean by that is there are certain teams that you can demoralize by scoring a lot of points.
That was in the past. We are now in the present. We are now.
Why you change your number?
Well, I'm not going to jump over the table and lump them upside the head and nothing like that.
Sis, why you changing your number?
It's number 8 has been with me for a while, obviously, but I just felt like it was time to move on and do something, move on to something different. When I came back from Italy and I came to the States to play, the first number that I selected was 24. It was kind of a new beginning for me, and that's what the second half of my career is about.
All right, let's talk about this game that we're watching right now with the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Detroit Pistons, who won the first 2 games of this series handily, and then Cleveland comes back to win at their place and now leading at the half. Let's go a lot of times to Kenny's pictures, but let's go to Let's go to Kobe's pictures.
I have pictures.
And let's talk about LeBron James and what he has been able to do.
Don't get comfortable.
LeBron James, what he's been doing in the first half is he's been changing and dictating the momentum of the game. And the plays that he makes, he had a missed dunk there, but this play right here gets the Cleveland bench involved in the game, gives his teammates confidence. And when he gets plays like this, which are 3-point plays, it keeps the momentum in Cleveland's favor. So he's one of those players that can alter the momentum of the game, and that's what he's been doing a great job of in the first half.
Look at yourself at 21 and look at him at 21 and try to make any kind of comparison.
I was much more skinnier at 21 than he was. I needed to eat.
Maintains he's not 21.
LeBron's from the Dominican Republic. He's not 21. But the thing, here's a team. Okay, here's a team with Detroit. Would it be more demoralizing if you scored 20 and a quarter or you stopped them?
No, you have to be able to score points against Detroit in order to beat them. Obviously, you have to keep them out of transition. You look in the first half, they only forced 2 turnovers. Detroit is at their best when they're getting steals, they're creating turnovers, and they're getting out in transition. But you have to be able to score points against them.
So you would be offensively aggressive.
I would have to be offensively aggressive. And you have to pick your spots. I mean, you look at what LeBron's doing right now in the first half. What he's doing, he's keeping Cleveland in the game. He's not allowing Detroit to create that cushion. Now, at the end of the game, that benefits Cleveland because now you have a player that can dictate the tempo and control the ball. So, what he's doing a great job of that.
But since he had Kobe's pictures and took my name on, I got some pictures too.
I know, but we're going to get to those later because this segment wouldn't be complete.
No, this is my pictures. This is the pictures I have. You got to put Jack Nicholson in the picture. That ain't the only fishing picture we got tonight.